Welcome back to the catch up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. She is Cris Cyborg. Cris, we're back. How's everything? How's it going?
First, congratulations, new baby born, this week, James. Very excited for you. And, for me, I went the weekend, I rest. I trained Sunday, but I went to church too. And just training and wait to announce my fight.
Yes, we're certainly waiting for that, and thank you for the kind words. That's why we weren't here last week, in case people were wondering. My newborn son came a few days early, so had to move the show to this week, but thanks for your patience. By the way, if you are watching this right now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We always appreciate the support. Cris, we've got a ton to get into. You kind of talked a little bit about it there. We had Bellator last week. What did you get up to last weekend? What were your plans?
I watched Bellator, and I watched a couple fights in UFC too. And the Bellator, we have the Joe Romero, against Phil Davis, and everybody watched the fight. It was, man, I believe the go up weight for Joe Romero because it's very difficult to take down. I didn't see his takedown a lot in his career, and I think this is make the difference between this fight. It was a great fight between both. Congratulations, Phil Davis. It was great show of wrestling. Yes.
Well, it was interesting because Davis was the underdog in the fight, and I would kind of agree with you. Phil Davis was the mainstay at 205. He's fought in that weight class for a while. Yoel Romero moving back up. He hasn't fought at 205 since the Strikeforce days. So, I knew Phil had a good chance in the fight, but how about Phil Davis? I mean, he's a guy that lost to the current champ Nacão a few fights ago. He beats Yoel Romero. He's got to be feeling pretty good after a big win over a guy that Bellator had signed away from the UFC.
After one loss, for sure, you have to go upgrade your game, train more and learn a couple of things have to change. And he's looking great, he did a lot of takedowns. And, Joe Romero came from wrestling, he's really wrestling. And, Phil Davis did great. I believe the weight up classes was a little difficult for Joe Romero this time.
Yeah, and 205 is so stacked for Bellator right now. I was just looking at the calendar. We have Ryan Bader and Corey Anderson fighting next month. Like, there's so many good fights going on right now. Just last thing on Phil Davis, do you think the type of performance he put on, he could potentially win the title? Because I thought he looked great. I think that rematch, another fight against Nacão, could be very interesting.
Now Bellator is the best division in the world. It's like 205. Now John Jones not fighting, and I believe it's tough weight class.
Yeah, no, it certainly is.
Get the opportunity, yes.
We got a really interesting UFC card this weekend. We got 2 title fights and the return of Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler, 2 former Strikeforce champions. How excited are you to see Nick and Robbie throw down in the UFC octagon?
No, I love it. No, I remember I was in the moment of the Strikeforce too. And it's very nice. It was 17 years ago they fight each other,
Yeah.
And the first time. And it's nice when you see UFC make this match 2 legend fight. Because usually you don't see this. You see a young fighter fight the legend, and because they want to, the young take the legend and they lose and go away. But it's very nice when you do these 2 matches. It's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, really excited for that one. And don't forget, everyone, that's going to be 5 rounds. So we get a lot of violence on Saturday in that fight, that rematch. And you're right, that first fight, April 2004, it was the first knockout loss of Robbie Lawler's career. And Nick Diaz had just become sort of a star from that fight. It was really incredible what he was able to do. If you haven't watched the fight, go back and watch it. Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler won. Highly recommend it. Watch that before you watch the fight on Saturday. But the co-main event, really interesting fight. The women's flyweight title is on the line. Valentina Shevchenko, someone I know you know quite well, is going to be defending her title against Lauren Murphy. As usual, Valentina, a very big betting favorite, but I love the storyline of Lauren Murphy. Here's someone who lost a number of fights in her career. She was able to turn it around, and now she's fighting Valentina for the title. How excited are you for this fight?
I think Valentina is the best fight female in UFC. She's very good. I didn't see girls to beat her now. She's great gamey. She's faster. And it's going to be a great fight. I believe Valentina is going to win, but, I know the girl come to the loss and then overcome, but I think Valentina is a tough opponent for a lot of girls.
Yeah, and a couple of things about Lauren Murphy. Don't write her off completely. I mean, Lauren Murphy is, she's never been finished. That's one thing. Mind you, saying that, Valentina also finished Caitlin Chukagian and Jessica Ai, who hadn't been finished in the UFC as well. And Lauren's a former bantamweight, like Valentina. So, it's not like it's a case of a strawweight moving up or, regular flyweight. Lauren used to fight at bantamweight. So I have a feeling when Valentina gets in there, she'll be fighting someone who's probably got similar strength or close to the same strength and size in terms of the weight class. So I'm excited for that one. Can never count Lauren Murphy out. She always finds a way to win. But I'm with you. I think Valentina probably takes the win, as the odds indicate.
People don't know too much, but Valentina have jiu-jitsu. Valentina have takedowns, and she's the Muay Thai is sick Muay Thai, and she's can bring the fights, and she's very safe all the time. She's safe. You see, she do stuff to be safe to win the fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot of experience. It's gonna be a great fight, but I'm with Valentina.
Yep. And then, of course, we got the main event, Alex Volkanovski, Brian Ortega. It was supposed to take place in March. Alex Volkanovski gets COVID. They postponed the fight. Then they ended up coaching the Ultimate Fighter, which actually turned out to be pretty interesting because they both, you could see they didn't like each other. Now we got the fight coming up on Saturday. How excited are you for this fight? Because it's a close fight. The odds are close. Volkanovski obviously has the 2 wins over Holloway. Ortega just beat the Korean Zombie. How excited are you for this fight on Saturday in the main event of UFC 266?
I'm going for Brian Ortega. He's having I think he's gonna look for the submission instead of gonna submit the guy. He's very good. I think he's the best MMA, Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and it's gonna be a great game. I think he's gonna win by submission.
Okay, I'm going the other way. I'm going Volkanovski. To me, it comes down to that championship experience. You don't just get 2 wins over Max Holloway for nothing. Now, I know that second fight was close. A lot of people felt like Max Holloway deserved to beat Alex Volkanovski in that second fight. But still, the fact that Alex Volkanovski continues to rack off wins, and he has another big win too, Jose Aldo. I think people forget that he beat Aldo as well prior to getting the title. So there's a lot of reasons to like Alex Volkanovski. But I'm with you. We got to see how Volkanovski is on the ground. Brian Ortega is a submission specialist.
He's going to have to avoid maybe grappling, I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I think if it stays standing, I'd give the edge to Volkanovski. If it goes to the ground, clearly Ortega, I think, has it there. But let's switch gears here a little bit. Speaking of UFC, Chris Weidman, I noticed, was getting the same stealth stem treatment that you got in Colombia not that long ago. How interesting is that? Because we talked about this. A lot of fighters now are getting the stem cell treatment when it comes to recovery. And a guy like Weidman, who's had so many surgeries, I think it's such a good move for him.
Yes. When I saw his dad, it made me really happy because with me, it worked very well. And I think the best place, I think, is the best place for stem cells is by Accelerate in Colombia. I talked to him FaceTime with my friend Joey, and he's really excited. I told him, the beginning is going to be tough a little bit, after the injection, but you're going to be well, you're going to be good, and going to help you to recover all the injuries, and really prove that. A lot of people, I went there the last time, have a lot of fans, a lot of people watching my YouTube video. I was there, and they talk to me, because I came because of you, and it really works in me. I'm not here to lie. It really works. I feel great after going to that, and this construction, to the ligaments, bones is really good.
Yeah, how much do you think it's helped your career? Just because you're able to fight, as you get older, you can still compete at a high level because you're getting the proper recovery. I know it's something we've talked about on here, but I always remind people, like, it really is revolutionary what they're doing with the stem cell treatment.
I really try doing my best. I'm 36 years old, but I don't feel like 36. I train great. I train a lot too, and I think it'll be third year. I'm going to Colombia to Accelerate, and they're doing all my injuries, IVs, the stem cells, and they're doing a lot of things very good. And I have a hyperbaric at the house. The red lights too. I really for recovery. And fight a little bit against the age, but I feel great, and this has really helped me a lot.
We got to do our Portuguese saying of the week. So I know in California it doesn't get cold. It gets cold here in Canada, in Vancouver where I am. It's getting a little bit colder now. So figured this week we'd say, how would I say it's cold outside? How would I say that, just in case, I wanted to let you know I'm cold.
Está
frio
lá fora.
Lá fora. Está frio lá fora?
Yes. Está frio lá fora.
Okay, I'm getting better. There you go. And I'm not going to be cold. I'll be able to get a jacket if I'm, if I need some warmth.
Brazil, it's in the South Brazil. It's cold. Like no
really?
whole time, but it's getting cold. You get sometimes 0 Celsius. It's cold.
Really? There you go.
My city getting cold. Yeah, some city in the south is getting very, very cold.
Well, it's funny you say that because people always think, like, when they think Canada, they think it snows everywhere. We do get some snow in the mountains here in Vancouver, but it just rains a lot. We don't get a lot of really cold weather.
Like you guys, your place is very cold too.
Yeah, it just depends where you go. Like if you go to Toronto, then it's going to be very cold out there, out east. Like it's Toronto and Montreal and Ottawa and all those places out east. They're like New York when it comes to weather. Here in Vancouver, like on the West Coast, it's a little bit. Our weather's like Seattle, basically. That's because we're 3 hours away from Seattle, so it's pretty close there.
Admin.
Yeah. It's very, very, very close in terms of the weather and all that. But anyways, we got to talk about your seminar coming up on Thursday, September 23rd. I would have loved to go. I still can't get in the US, but I know that you invited media members as well. What's going on with the seminar? Let people know about that.
No, I'm going to do the seminar Thursday. It's going to be September 23. It's going to be 7 to 8:30. It's going to be at the Overcome Academy. It's from my Coach Rafael Alejara. It's going to be a nice seminar over there, and we let it open for everyone. Social media would like to be part of the training. It's free for you come. And after, they're going to be open for do some interviews with them. And very nice. It's a fight week, international fight week in Las Vegas, and it'd be great doing seminar.
Yeah, if you're in the area, check out Chris's Twitter account at Cris Cyborg, also CrisCyborg.com. There'll be information on that as well. I love what you're doing. I think, first off, I think it's good for media, fans, everyone to get educated about the sport as much as they can. It never hurts to learn that. And two, smart getting some media in too, right, Chris? All the media is going to be there. If they do come, then you can get some interviews in as well. So I think that's a really good plan on your team's end. Before we get out of here, speaking of that, the premium service, CrisCyborg.com, for less than a cup of coffee, you can get exclusive access to Chris's content. It's behind the scenes videos. There's the Q&A every month. There's so much going on. What else is going on right now, Chris, that you can tell us about?
I just did the premium service, live with my fans. It's very nice, That's one touch really my heart, and one thing came in. Is really excited to be part of that group. And if you would like to be part, to go to my website. The next one is going to be soon too. You have a live together every Thursday. Have on Techniques Thursday. And every Saturday on my YouTube channel, we have a fight. We're doing events in Brazil, and we have new fights for you can watch. And it's nice, It's not just to go over there and fight, but I can give some love to my fans and do something like private, you and your fan.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's such a great service that we know how many fans there are of you, Chris, and it's just another way to connect with the fans. And again, you're not going to get, any bad people from social media coming in. It's people that obviously are fans of yours, and it's just a really great experience. And we should also mention, I always forget to say this, you accept Bitcoin as well. So I know there's a lot of crypto people out there. You can use Bitcoin if you want to sign up as well. I'm big on Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies, so it's definitely good for someone like myself. Chris, it's good to be back. Happy to be back. I'll give you the last word if there's anything else you want to plug. But I'll just let our audience know you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. But Chris, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Hey guys, I want to say thank you for everyone. Our next event, Cyber Nation DC Fight, is going to be October 21st, and they're going to be only girls. If you would like to sponsor the event, put their logo inside the cage. You can go to NC Fights and and then put it there for us can be contact with you. And I'm really happy just being training and doing work. And this weekend I'm gonna be filming one movie, and soon you guys can know a little bit more. But it's gonna be very exciting.